Alright, buckle up, tuck in your turtle, put a helmet on your warrior brother because it's time again for Does This Card Slap Volume 3. This is real organic Commander talk. I have a channel in the Discord where we have dudes hop in there, they suggest cards that slap and I take them and I monetize their research. I respond here on Better Commander, buddy. Get in the Discord, get in the Patreon if you want to support the channel. I'm going to share my expertise, build decks for you, slap you right in the dome because these cards are using my meatballs like a speed bag, brother. Now this one comes from RK9, the Kitesail Larcenist. 2 and a blue for a creature, human pirate. It's a 2/3 with flying and ward 1. When this guy enters the battlefield, for each player choose up to 1 target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as this guy remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanents become treasure artifacts. With tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and lose all other abilities. I'm going to tell you right now, this hang gliding Peter Pan is grabbing your balls and flying away, dude. And that's Better Commander, and that's pretty neat. This is a good card. It's 50 cents, man. Now, if you're snagging artifacts or something, or neutering commanders and slowing people down, this fits right in for 3 mana. Fantastic. Now, this one comes from the GOAT. The GOAT! Crumbling Sanctuary is 5 generic mana for an artifact. If damage would be dealt to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library instead. I don't know about this one, man. Does this slap? I'm trying to figure out a use case scenario. If you're trying to empty your library, I guess. It's a fun card for an alternate win condition. Slows the game down. Everybody has effectively 80 life. You guys tell me in the comments below. Does this card slap? And Welcome Orange asks the question, does Demonic Collusion slap as a card? Here we got 3 black sorcery, buyback, discard 2 cards. You may discard 2 cards in addition to any other cost as you cast this spell. If you do, put this card into your hand as it resolves. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. So this card really is pretty awesome, and I'm going to tell you why. You're running a deck where you're reanimating big stuff, right? But sometimes the big stuff gets stuck in your hand. Well, you plop a couple reanimation targets in the yard, grab a Victimize or Patriarch's Bidding. Plus the art on this thing is just terrifying, dude. This reminds me of the turn I did in the joint, man. There's a guy, his name was John the Fisherman, alright, because he has the longest... Anyways, man, dark times there, brother. This card indeed slaps. Now, Beth Wellington here, he's talking about Viridian Emissary. So this is 1 and a green creature, Phyrexian Elf Scout. It's a 2/1. When it dies, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Yeah, I guess he slaps. He's got a look to him. Looks like he just got done looking for some scratch in a dumpster somewhere with a raccoon probably. But he slaps, dude. He slaps for sure. And this one comes from Sweet Racer, not Speed Racer. Mirror Strike, 3 and a white for an instant. All combat damage that would be dealt to you this turn by target unblocked creature is dealt to its controller instead. I can't remember if I was talking about this in the Discord or if it was a dream or what. But this is a neat Kung Fu card that can turn a 1-hit combat damaged commander against its controller, which is basically, pretty hard to do. It's pretty rare. I would say that it's neat, it's niche, but cool in those, Feng Shui or whatever martial arts decks. Now this is another one from RK9. This guy is working overtime this week with cards that slap, dude. Barbed Servitor, it's a 3 and a black for an artifact creature construct. It's a 1/1, has indestructible. When this guy enters the battlefield, suspect it. It has menace and cannot block. When this guy deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Whenever it's dealt damage, target opponent loses that much life. This is like kind of a color shifted Brash Taunter. Has indestructible, you can deal damage to it in a Rakdos direct damage deck. It can draw cards because if your opponent blocks it, they take damage. Probably rather just take less damage. It's got the head, dude. The head that's just a Rakdos symbol. I feel like the artist drew this detailed background and stuff. It's handing you a drink. Then kind of phoned it in on the actual head. Very cool card though, man. This thing's only about 15 cents. Blinky the Cat, dude. So Blinky the Cat is an actual cat in the Discord. He types using his cute little paws. We got Gift of the Viper here, green, for an instant. Put a +1/+1 counter, a reach counter, and a death touch counter on target creature and untap it. This is an instant. It does so much work in so many decks, dude. Ever hear of Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief? Brother, surprise, my blocker's a damn house now. You can block your flyer and it's untapped and it's got death touch. Damn, dude, Blinky was pretty psyched that this was a common. It's a brand new card and that's pretty mind-blowing. This card slaps, brother. Plays great in parry decks too. And one of my fine Discord bros named Supa. I don't know if he's a superhero or if he likes soup, whatever, man. River Song, 1 blue and a red for a legendary creature, Human Time Lord Rogue. It's a 2/2. Has meat in reverse. Not meat, M-E-E-T, not M-E-A-T, dude. You draw cards from the bottom of your library rather than the top. Spoilers. When an opponent scries, surveils, or searches their library, put a +1/+1 counter on River Song. Then River Song deals damage to that player equal to its power. This is a MILF, buddy. Mom, I'd like to flop into my decks, and that's really nice. The bottom of the library thing interacts with about 200 cards or so, but that second ability can force some really bad situations. Get that power up, then force people to search and scry, and this is a pretty great card. It's definitely a build around. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating bangers and mash. Shagadelic, baby. Then we have Higgins out there talking about the Tato Farmer. 2 and a green, creature, a zombie mutant peasant. It's a 1/4, has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters. Has tap, put target land in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control tapped. He says, try one, they're disgusting. That's what people used to say about smooching old Nikki G, but I got those teeth pulled out entirely. Way more aerodynamic now, Glizzy champion. In these green, including mill decks, self-mill or otherwise, this is an all-star. He's got a big butt, looks like he's straight out of The Hills Have Eyes, and he's got a weird fruit to share with you. Just like Kevin Spacey, dude. Be wary of that. And my fine Discord bro, Potato, posits Prismatic Strand slaps. 2 and a white for an instant. Prevent all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn. Has flashback. Tap an untapped white creature you control. The Fog meta. I'm not a huge fan, but that flashback ability is as close to free as you're going to get without it being free. That's pretty nuts, dude. Flashback is premium in Commander. I like it. How about this guy, Detritivore? 2 red for a creature, Lurgoyf. It's a star. This comes from Welcome Orange, by the way. This guy's power and toughness are each equal to the number of non-basic lands in your opponent's graveyards. Has suspend X3 and a red. X can't be 0, you idiot. Whenever a time counter is removed from this guy while it's exiled, destroy target non-basic land. I like how this guy's 1 horn in the middle of his head. It's pretty mean, brother. It's like a damn unicorn from hell. So basically, this card definitely slaps, but realistically, unless opponents' lands are getting milled, discarded, fetch lands, stuff like that, it's going to be a 4/4 that marginally slows down opponents or completely borks one dude. It slaps though. I'm sure some fool out there is going to break it. And this one comes from RK9, the Armored Scrap Gorger. 1 and a green for a creature, Phyrexian Beast. It's a 0/3. This guy gets +3/+0 as long as it has 3 or more oil counters on it. Has tap, add 1 mana of any color. Whenever it becomes tapped, exile target card from a graveyard that put an oil counter on this damn thing. Eat, sort, eat, sort, eat. It's a Tuesday afternoon at my house. Dude, any afternoon, really, man. I love this weird anteater fella. This card is one of the best 2 mana dorks around, man. This guy is a certified slapper, a favorite card of mine, and I'm proud to call him my son. Look at this goddamn beautiful card from Welcome Orange, Reverent Mantra. 3 and a white for an instant. You may exile a white card from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Choose a color. All creatures gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Yeah, it's about $8. It's got that gorgeous Gwei art, dude. It's Gwei AF. So this makes auras fall off, which is a big side effect. You're more likely to use this to blunt a big attack. And it's free, dude. It's a free spell from Mercadian Masks. The Fog meta is back for $8. And lastly, from Rev McSizzle, we have Profane Transfusion. 6 black for a sorcery. 2 target players exchange life totals. You create an XX colorless horror artifact creature token where X is the difference between those players' life totals, man. This card slaps, of course. These 2 mimes are getting it on in the wilds of New Phyrexia, dude. This is how they do it, and that's beautiful, brother. Morgan Freeman told me about this in March of the Phyrexian Mimes, and that's how I'll teach my child about the creation of life. Armored Scrap Gorger with this card. That's beautiful, brother. 9 mana. This card slaps. It's 50 damn cents. Look at the art on this thing, beautiful. I hope you guys learned something today. Turns out the cards were inside of you all along. The cards were in your heart, brother, along with a lifetime of Cheeto dust and Twizzler residue that you should probably get checked out by a medical professional, maybe a cardiologist. Anyways, man, I love you guys. Thanks for getting in the Discord and suggesting all these sweet cards, some of which I had actually legitimately never seen before. Snicky G, Better Commander, signing off.